Hey, here I try to do a Windows 11 clean install on a system that is below the Microsoft published minimum requirement. First, we don't have any previously operating system installed. Second, the system is below the minimum requirement. Of course, if you have the previously Windows 10 running, you can upgrade. If you have all the configuration requirement, you can follow up the traditional way that is published everywhere. This method is kind of universal. It can install the Windows 11 to any system with or without pre-existing Windows, meet or below the Windows 11 minimum requirement, with or without a serial number. And of course, you can do a certain most advanced part as all, but we will walk through this. Without further ado, let's see what the Windows 11 can run. So I have installed the Windows 11 in a system with 800 megabyte memory and 7 gigabyte hard drive. So it can run there. What we are going to see is the Windows 11 running in a system with 1 gigabyte RAM system memory and a little bit less 7 gigabyte hard drive. Let's check that out and boot that Windows system up and check the system. Then we will walk through the installation process. The Windows 11 is booting. I don't give the password. The username here is I. Let it boot into the Windows 11 interface. Then we will do a system check to see what is the hard drive size, what is the system configuration. So the way for the Windows 11 is you can right click the bar here, we can check the setting. As you can see here, the system setting boot up, and we click this system tab there. Then we can check the system information. As you can see, this is the Windows 11 Professional. And I just installed 3 days ago, and first time. And on another tutorial is rather complicated. I will attend that later. So the system install memory on this machine is 1.00 gigabyte. So, and the hard drive, the easiest way to find out is go to the Windows Explorer. Click the PC, we will see the hard drive is 6.51 gigabyte and with some free space. So when the fresh install, it has more than 800 megabyte free space. So it's the footprint of Windows 11 Professional is about 5.5 gigabyte for the first time successfully installed after reboot. So this is the Windows 11 configuration. It's really in a low-end hardware configuration below, much below the system requirement for the Windows 11 to install. I'm going to walk you through how to install this from a clean start. And you will have a system and not provided with any kind of pre-existing requirement. First, let's shut down the computer, and we will do boot the Windows installation environment Then computer, let's do it from there. Having system at hand. So this can be done by go to the website and just search for Windows 11 ISO download. So you can download from Microsoft site. So I suppose you have downloaded this. If you don't, and you can visit my previous video called the Windows 11 Bible. And you will see, I did this video a few days ago, but I realized this video a little bit too advanced. A lot of things is not connected. So some command people may kind of don't have that. And the target for that video is I create a Windows 11 system and then load the Windows 11 into the system RAM. That means you can run the Windows 11 without even a hard drive. But your RAM configuration must be high. I have a system with 64 gigabyte system memory. That's the reason I'm doing that. Of course, I run it in a 32 system memory system, but that one is a little bit advanced, a lot of concepts. I'm afraid a lot of users doesn't follow that well. This is why I created this is a more basic one. So, but I do cover a lot of like you download the ISO from the website. So with that being said, we will try to, I suppose you have downloaded the ISO already. So there's several scenarios. First, you may have a Windows 10 running, that's perfect fine. And you can open the ISO, mount the image, then you will able to browse the file and do the setup. And if you meet the Microsoft minimum configuration, congratulations, you can install right away. And if you don't have that, you can boot your computer from right now, USB, any kind of hard drive, then you install from anywhere it's available. And maybe the Windows 11 can just update your system, you will keep the old file. But that is not the purpose for this installation. Of course, this installation also applies that way. And this installation is install the Windows 11 into such configuration as follows. First, the computer has nothing, only have a hard drive with 10 gigabyte, only have a system memory with 4 gigabyte. So there's nothing, there's no pre-existing operating system. You cannot run the computer so directly. So the only way is you can have a USB drive to boot, and also you have the DVD drive to boot. And of course, you can also have a pre-existing system to boot up. Here, I suppose we use the DVD drive to boot the computer into a system that has the 4 gigabyte memory, 10 gigabyte hard drive. The hard drive has not been even initialized yet. That means go to the system, you will not able to see the hard drive if you don't do the partitioning, those kind of stuff. So that's a very, very zero start point. So let's do it right now. The computer from the DVD. The DVD is a Windows 11 DVD downloaded, as I mentioned before, from Microsoft site. So I never use this way to install anything because this is for dummy. So of course I'm not a dummy. I don't want to follow all those things and follow their limitations. So this is why I'm create a video here. However, since we are here, let me try It seems much straightforward. If this way can install the Windows 11, I just try to follow the steps. If we run into trouble, like we don't have the serial number or our system is below the minimum requirement, of course, the way I'm going to introduce can apply to any system, any advanced system or any low budget system. So let's try if I can walk through, just go through their way. I click install now. Setup is starting, so let's see what happens next. If we can install this way, it's much better, right? Why bother to, break our neck to do anything else? So key serial number, there's the option, I don't have the production key, of course. So what we are in, it looks fine, wonderful. If we can install the way, I totally don't have the necessary to do the video at all. So the reason is anybody can walk you through this way. You are so smart, so you can, figure out yourself this way. So I will try to install Windows Pro. Looks great. I don't know, maybe, oh, no. The PC cannot run Windows 11. This PC doesn't meet the minimum system requirement to install this version of Windows. Okay, we stuck. So that also makes the justification why I make the video, because I never use this way to do it. I just to show you why if we can work this way. So if we start here, I just reboot from the DVD again. So we were not able to use that way. There is several ways from this interface to install Windows and figure out how to do from here. So the traditional way is you can use a Shift plus function key 10. So however, I'm not going to use that way. The reason for that is for universal purpose, either you are in the remote desktop situation, either you are in maybe Chromebook or something like that, you won't have the function key Shift plus F10. And I want to walk you through with a universal method that you really absolutely can go through. So I will just go to the next one, click here, repair your computer. Of course, we are not trying to repair, we just try to go to the right interface. So you can go to the command prompt. This command is has the Windows administrator privilege. You can do anything to, you can rule the computer this way because you have the highest privilege. You can do anything, right? So, and here, normally, right, in current day, people use the graphic interface, not use the command line anymore. But in such configuration right now, Windows has not been booted into the graphics interface yet. So one way to bypass that is you can use the command called Notepad. Notepad is a Notepad, yes. So, but in Notepad, you can use certain way to access the, explore. Like here, you can open the file, and of course you are use the txt. If you press star, then you open any file. So right now, if you pull it down, basically it's kind of Windows Explorer. Yeah. So this system has a CD-ROM, of course the DVD. This PC have the floppy drive, and have the boot X. The current mini environment is boot and load and put in a RAM drive called X. So all the system is in the X. If you go to the X, you can see X is like this. So this if you click this setup, it will go to Windows setup. So this is the Windows system. Let's right click to see if I can figure out. No, you cannot right click here. So what's the size of the RAM? But I can go here to check what's the size of this one. So the size of this system RAM drive is totally 3. Okay, of course it's wrong. So this kind of prevent the real deal for you to see the information about here. So don't worry, we go back to the graphic interface here. So we don't know what's the, normally in the PC you are able to see the size, right? You can see the size is 512 megabyte, is half gigabyte. You cut the chunk of system memory half gigabyte into the system RAM and make it a hard drive. And you have a certain free space. Those number is not real. Actually, you cannot see the memory and host the information. That being already, kind of hide. One way you do that is called a task manager. And from here, you will able to see what is your system for the performance process, application process. Yeah, in performance, you will see you have totally those kind of system memory. That's 4 gigabyte, but available is this much. So they have cut some of the memory to make it like an operating system disk. So this basically is the system, and we have the, if you want the interface, you can see how it do it then. Right now, we don't have the hard disk to run, to install the Windows, because our hard disk is connected. I said it's a 10 gigabyte hard disk, but not initialized yet. So one way to do that is you can use called the disk manager. So if not provided, we need no. So normally, if for Windows system, you are able to run the disk management. But if you don't have that, we have to go to a hardware. That means everything go to the command line. That is a command called the disk. This command is the most low-level way to operation on the hardware. So you can see, we can see here in this command. First, I want to apologize to give you info, right? Because I'm not in, nobody operates this daily. You cannot remember all the details. This is why once I go to this kind of interface, sometimes I must, try my way out or walk you out together. I mean, sometimes I need to see, okay, help or slash question mark to see how to use the command. That means I'm not faking anything. I just try to say, since we are here, we'll try to walk our way through. So I think there's the one called the list. First, say help, and you will hear every command in this place will select here. Let's first list this. If I can do, yes, I can do this way. So you can see we have a hard drive that is 9 gigabyte. So so here shows we only have one physical hard drive connected to the system. And if we use other command called list volume, you will see the disk that assign a drive letters, fixed is only in the DVD room. So at this state, we will select disk 0. You can see here. Then So we have one hard disk, hard drive connect. So at this stage, we can select disk number 0. So after select disk, then I think we will able to initialize. Initialize the command for here, we will. So once the disk is selected, the first thing we want to initialize our disk to the MBR format, of course the other format called GPT. So that command is using, actually I don't see the command here at all, but I will show you. So the command is called convert to MBR. So in this way, you basically initialize your raw hard drive into a MBR master boot record that can format hard drive. Right now, the next we are going to create a partition. So as I said, I will see what's the command to be used. Create partition. And if we default, probably we will create the maximum available volume to the partition. We will create a primary, and let's default this way. It will create the specific partition use the total space. So right now, if we list the partition, we will have one partition created, right? It's automatically select. So what we need right now is a format this partition. Of course, before format, we can activate. Of course, you can activate. Active means you can boot the system from this partition. If that's at active, you will see the partition is marked as active. Right now, we need to format this partition. Format, let's see how format is wrong. Format, we will use the file system as NTFS, and we will use a label, the volume label as the Windows 11 Pro Professional. Its count is normally 11 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is more than that. So let's see, we do it this way, Windows 11 Pro, right? So we will create this volume label and format the hard drive. After that, you can see we have formatted the hard drive. This way, of course, you can do the quick format. Right now, we format is a total format, and we totally zero out all the bytes in the hard drive, every byte. Right now, we will have a volume, but we don't have assigned the volume number yet, right? So we will assign a drive letter. So is assigned. Right now, if we list the volume, we were able to see the current hard drive is with the letter C. So right now, we can exit the disk part. We are not exit the Windows, the command terminal. You can see it clear then. Right now, we were able to go to the drive C. If we go to Notepad, we were able to the hard drive C. Right now, we have the hard drive. We can see there's 9.72 gigabyte free on a total 9.76 gigabyte hard drive. Right now, as you already see, I have marked the hard drive bootable is a system drive, and we have everything ready just to deploy the Windows 11 system. So another thing is we know the DVD is in disk C. So you can see disk D. So we will go to a folder, sources, and we will need a file called install Windows image. You can see all you need is this file. Of course, there's how many files, I don't know. There's a lot of file here is for dummies, right? We are not dummies. We are advanced setup. All those interface is for them. So we only need this file here. We only need this file to install, and we will use a command called DISM. It's this deployment installation system management, or deployment image system management, or something like that. And we can see, we will give you the information of the command. This command is called deployment image servicing and management tool. So we will use this one instead of click the setup or install in the DVD. On this way, we have a lot of freedom to control what going to install and how to install. Before we install, we need to know hidden information called the index information. That information is in this file. So this file including maybe 10 copies of different versions of Windows installation raw image. So we will try to install the Windows 11 Professional. So we need to figure out where is an image. We will need to use called the index number. We will need to use a command called what the command is called get info, get image info. So let's help to see how to use the command. So actually you will use this command to display what going to in our file. Because we are in this folder, so we just put in the file name, so it work. Yeah, just as expected. So you can see this image including 11 versions of different Windows installation image. The first one, Windows 11 Home, we don't care. We try to install the index number 6 for the Windows 11 Pro. So this will how to do that. You can see the image size is 16 gigabyte. Yes, it's 16 gigabyte. We will install this one into, well, how much is that? You saw the number, right? So we can. We will install in totally this number of disk space is less than 10 gigabyte disk space. So this all the information you need to know right now. I just let you know one command, DISM, called apply image. We can get help to see how to use this command. So it's simple. We will copy this line and paste it here. And we will apply to drive. Our drive is C, as you say, C hard drive. And the index number, we will not use 1, we will use 6 as well. You can see, let's double check. No, I cleared it up, so it's fine. I know that. So for the safety, let's double check what's the information. Yes, the Pro is 6. So we will use 6. We will install this to C. We will use index number 6. And also we will use another advanced command called the compact. So, and after this, we just press enter, it will be able to deploy the image to the drive C. So unfortunately, at this stage, we may not able to check the disk size with progress, of course, before this, because I cannot open the second command of terminal. So there's no way for me. Of course, before that, you can, if you type notepad, while this is running, you can use notepad to try to see the system. You are able to watch the disk size remain. But I know the C drive has enough space, so that's fine. But sometimes if you want to still see the information in the system, you can do that way. I will show you sometime just pause the video recording so you don't need to see the number grow here. Let me resume the recording because we are about to finish up here. So the deployment is almost finished. I just skip you to see then all is successful right now. Let's go to the graphic interface here that is available for us. So let's go to the, you can see Windows, we have the system like this already here. So as I see, I cannot right click here to see the disk information, but roughly you know the idea. So basically we deploy the Windows 11 to the hard drive C. If we go to the C in the command line, let's use this way, we will see, you can see this hard drive is 9-point-some gigabyte file. Right now, after deployment, we use about 5 gigabyte. We still have close to 5 gigabyte left free. So that means the original footprint is 5 gigabyte or something. And that basically is the whole deployment process. Right now, basically, we can run this, but we need another command. Yes, and the disk is a system disk. Once it booted, it will go to the disk because it's Windows 11. It will go to the disk, and the master boot table will find the first partition, the first logical sector. So the first logical sector will then find a file called boot manager, bootmgr. So, and also once the boot manager is found, the boot manager will try to read the system configuration boot information called BCD. All those things can manually build, and also you can use one command to finish all. That command called BCD boot. And we can see how to use this command. And you can use BCD boot to this way, right? So, and of course, our boot system will also add C. So then after this command, you will see there's a couple of files added to the disk C. It will see successfully built. Then we see here, you can see you have boot manager created here, and also you create a new folder called, you can see this one created later, called boot. In the boot folder, you will have a file called BCD. Just create a few minutes. You can see right now the time is almost the same time. So how to display BCD? BCD is a binary file. Microsoft hide all the information in case of somebody mess around. They also create a layer problem by doing this. But there's a way to display this, and I'm not sure if I can directly display this way. And actually, I think it display the way. So you can see in the BCD, this boot manager, the boot manager will only able to manage one operating system is on the drive C. And we will start with this file, and this is the Windows 11, is English, everything all like that. But this will not invisible until you add the further boot items. It will continue from here and goes along and along. You have several operating systems in the same hard drive, in the same computer. It will give you the option. Once you add the second booting second, this timeout, right, will make effect. Right now, it doesn't make a difference. You won't see the 30-second delay. Only if you add the second one. Yes, why bother, right? If you only have one operating system, it won't bother to delay that. But you have a way like press F8 to enter that menu. But normally right now, people cannot catch up on that. The way to do that, you add another operating system or just add the menu items. If you add the second one, you will able to delay the booting, you will able to select. The manually adding is tedious. I don't believe is feasible for the ordinary user, but there's a couple of software you can do that. One is Bootize. Bootize is outdated, is not able to work with Windows 10. Another software called Easy BCD. And that one you can add like ISO, something like that. But we don't talk about that here. And I have that covered when I in the several days ago that thing. Right now our system is ready to boot. So I will remove the DVD from the system and let it boot from the Windows 11. Let's run it. To recap, we have downloaded the Windows 11 ISO from Microsoft side. We use DVD to boot the computer up. This computer has 4 GB of system RAM, has a hard disk is less than 10 GB. So we have successfully deployed the Windows 11 use DISM and make the drive C the only drive in the computer is a system bootable and Windows. And we also use several commands to active partition and format the hard drive, and also create the boot items, use BCD boot to make the system ready. So right now, what we are doing is reset the computer. Right now, you can see the Windows 11 is the first time booting, so everything is fresh. From now on, I will not skip any time, so you will experience the total installation process, but not the traditional way for dummies. So this is the way you can do any kind of installation to install Windows 11 to any place below or higher than the minimum requirement. Also, and you won't need to key in the serial number or any kind of information. I hope this will help everybody to test drive the Windows 11. If you really go into the Windows 11, you will see it's a really wonderful system. It's much more stable than before. You just cannot crash it. So Microsoft do unbelievable work. I think only after Windows 10, they start from Windows 8.1, they try really hard to work on something, not like before. They hire a bunch of international code writer from South Asia and go to a beach and a hotel to write a crap software and crash anything. Right now, I think they kind of geared up to really refine their code. And from Windows 10, you will see the footprint is smaller. Right now, you can see the Windows 11, the footprint is amazingly small. It can be installed. It's much smaller, and it's efficient, and it's not crashing. You just cannot crash it. It's amazing. Like you turn off the power, it is still wrong next time. So I think it's a wonderful work. It's the kind of things people are looking for. Comparing the other system, I don't want to name it, so may not that great. So this kind of go to larger and larger. If you check your iPhone, iPad, Mac computer, you will see how much the footprint. If you check all the cell phone, even the Android phone, you will see how much the footprint there is much, much bigger than Windows. And in the meantime, the Windows get smaller and powerful. It's amazing. So right now, we just see what the Windows 11 is about. We just walk through the whole process. If it is success, then basically we finish our tutorial here. I just wait for the first time booting. It probably, it will go to a few steps of configuration as well. So right now I'm not talking because you can see the screen. So this initialize selection. Let's select a country here. Keyboard layout. So let's skip this. Skip this. Accept this. What's your name? So it's interesting. We have used, as you see, we use I as the last name. Install the antivirus in the Windows. I want to use a letter and a symmetry. So let's use W. So password, if you skip password, you don't need a key in password every time Windows boot. We don't need a password. So for this, we say no for everything. If you say yes, the system will always sending information and slow your computer down. And that's basically the configuration. From this step. It's the similar interface from Windows 8 and beyond. So this interface they use from Windows 8 something. Of course, the background a little bit different right now. We have a cloud growing and kind of zooming out and in. All right, just wait for the Windows desktop to show. So our computer have 3 drive. A floppy drive is useless, and a DVD drive, and a hard drive. The hard drive is 10,000 megabyte, less than 10 gigabyte. 10 gigabyte is 1024 megabyte. So right now the hard drive is 10,000 megabyte. So this hard drive is 10, let's say 10 gigabyte. So, and we know it's used a little bit over half of the hard drive has been used for the Windows 11 professional footprint. After the booting, we can check how much it really used, and we will do help you for a few steps of cleanup. The reason for that is we will remove the page file, sweep file. So this totally slow your system down. The reason for that, once it crashes, right? Why you slow the system down? You won't save anything at all. So this is the first interface. If we click the desktop, it go away. There's nothing be changed here. So first, that's the everything. First step, we go to the Windows Explorer and to see what's the size of the disk. So from view, we go to the detail, and you can see our disk 9.76 gigabyte. We have free space 2.24. There's something using more than 2 gigabyte space there. It's called a page file, sweep file. Right now you cannot see it until you go to the option and to see the hidden file and all the system protect file. And also you want to enable see the file extension. I don't know why it default like this. So as you can see, we have like 1.5 gig file is use this one. This is useless, right? It will keep write and read those 1 gigabyte file all the time. You can see your system will be slowed down. And this is the reason we will remove that file and improve the performance. Of course, another thing called the virus real-time scan. If you are not connected to the internet, basically you can remove the stop the scan. I won't cover that part. I just see I will go to remove the page file. Windows 11 interface is almost totally covered the older interface. So you will not see that until you go to the second menu because everything is hidden. So we go to advanced system, we will see set the virtual memory as 0. So we will no page file. But after this, so after reboot, you will able to see the disk space is increased. Right now is not. And before that, we go check the system to see if we have the Windows, what's the Windows information we have here. So you can see here we have the Windows 11 Pro. We have the 4.0 gigabyte system memory. That we only have one CPU processor. And that's about. Then we will reboot our system to check the system healthy. right now the Windows is rebooting the first time reboot. The first time is set up, right? The first time formal start, you will see it will go to the Windows 11 interface rather quick without you stop in between waiting for the password. It's rather smooth and beautiful. The design is elegant, so everything is fine. Yeah, right now it's loaded, so let's check. Wait a few seconds. When you put a computer, wait a few seconds, actually speed up. It's not delay. Don't rush to click too quick. Actually, that really slow things down. So if we go to the PC, we will see the C drive right now have about 4 GB. So that means the footprint of the Windows 11 fully installed is less than 6 GB in size. Of course, that can be further slimmed down, right? So that's totally of the Windows 11 installation, and that's about. So I'm about to conclude this video here when I close this section. And yes, okay. Hope you guys enjoy the process. To recap, we have installed the Windows 11 system in a system only have one hard drive without initialization of 10 GB with a system memory of 4 GB. The system memory is right now the low-end computer configuration. We have bypassed the install minimum requirement kind of hard screen. So by use a command called DISM, deployment. What's the IS? Image system or whatever. Anyway, I forgot what it showed there, called DISM. We install it from the DVD image and do everything with Windows. We don't have any kind of dirty software, don't have any kind of illegal software here. We do anything, we do all the things legally here to install the Windows 11 and to any system. So of course, if you want to use it legally and long term, you may want to select according to your budget to whatever. Right now, you have the Windows Pro there. If you try to do anything, just play with that. And of course, in my previous video, I would try to load it to the system RAM. As you see that video in the beginning, I loaded the Windows 10 system in the RAM.